Warning: if you are someone who gets easily offended by Nissan, whether it's because you like the brand, because you work with them, or maybe you have a very strong emotional connection with Nissan, you better close this video now because it's definitely not for you. Here I'm going to say things that some people are going to hate, but don't comment with anger. Wait until the end and you'll understand me, because what I'm going to show you might change your perception, your way of seeing the brand. Nissan forever. Welcome. Today we'll discuss a vehicle often criticized, but in my view, worthy of respect. I'm going to show you why I consider it one of the few worth buying from the Nissan brand these days. You'll see the technical details, the flaws they don't tell you about, and most importantly, whether it really stands the test of time. That's an extremely important factor to consider for consumers like you and me when we're going to buy a vehicle. How much reliability, long-term dependability, and durability will this one have? And stay until the end, because I'm going to reveal a pretty uncomfortable truth that few dare to say. I don't buy many Nissan vehicles anymore. I used to own a '97 Nissan Maxima with a manual transmission and loved it, but things are different now. I have doubts about Nissan's continuously variable transmissions. Variable compression turbo engines seem great in theory, but in practice they have issues. Oil use, failures, complex parts, and I don't know if it's the brand. Nissan. So when I say that I would like to have this Nissan, you should pay close attention, because it could probably become your next vehicle. The model I'm talking about, without any more mystery, is the Nissan Frontier, one of the few I would recommend from the brand. Be careful, I don't mean a luxurious high-tech pickup. I mean a basic, authentic truck without too much technology that could fail. I've tested it multiple times and always really liked the Nissan Frontier. And the same goes for this one. It truly feels like a pickup. Really, it doesn't have all the tariffs, gadgets, and electronics found in today's pickups. Here, for example, there's no continuously variable transmission to begin with, and that's a plus. Big plus. No confusing variable compression turbo engines. Another advantage. It's more traditional and simpler. That's exactly why it's reliable, and that's what we'll cover in this video. Let's get to it. Under the hood, you have a V6 or naturally aspirated V6 engine, 3.8 liters, about 310 horsepower. There are no timing belts. Simpler maintenance. The transmission. Careful, as I told you before, we're not here anymore. We're not discussing a continuously variable transmission. That would be the last straw for the Frontier. It's actually a torque converter automatic. None of those new inventions. Pretty solid towing capacity. It can reach numbers comparable to bigger trucks. And what about the cargo bed? Is it spacious? The bed is also a key factor. If you're in the market for a pickup, then that cargo bed needs to be spacious, useful, and functional. And that's exactly what the Frontier's bed offers you. It's spacious, useful, and functional. Keeping in mind that it's a mid-size pickup, what they call a mid-segment truck. Nowadays, many versions come with a standard rear slider, what they call a rear slider window. And what catches my attention the most? It doesn't try to be something it's not. It's not flashy, but it really delivers. Obviously, it's not perfect. Some users report minor complaints, like sensors, faulty electrical parts, and finish adjustments. And well, this is a matter of assembly. But keep in mind, most of these cases are isolated. Some say Consumer Reports gives it low reliability ratings. However, another very reputable site that I consult and really like, called RepairPal, its rating is a respectable 4.0 out of 5, being the best among mid-size pickups. And many owners report that after 50,000 or 100,000 miles, the vehicle is still solid. If you give it proper maintenance, as I've said in other videos, is the life. It's the blood that runs through your vehicle's veins. Careful with that maintenance. Sometimes the problem isn't bad vehicles, but bad drivers or owners who neglect maintenance. And when I say proper, I mean properly disciplined in the right intervals, at the mileage or kilometers that correspond. Do those maintenance tasks, and you can be sure that you'll extend the life of your vehicle. Therefore, don't assume there's something wrong with the Frontier, but don't ignore the risks either, because the goal is to present you with a balanced video. Now then, why this Frontier and not a Toyota Tacoma, a Ford Ranger, or a Colorado, which are also excellent rivals, excellent models? Within this segment, the mid-size pickups, many of these rivals have adopted small turbo engines. You know it, and often criticize it in the videos. Not me personally, but the issue itself. The new engines that these pickup trucks have, 4 cylinders, with turbo, direct injectors, auxiliary systems that make everything more complicated. Some models have transmissions with recurring problems. On the other hand, the Frontier goes with what's already proven. What does it have? A very simple, naturally aspirated engine. Yes, or as they call it here, naturally aspirated. Less fragile electronics. That kind of electronics that when it breaks down, it's a problem, it's a headache. You need to buy a scanner and take it to a mechanic to check the computer. What's wrong? Well, and also the Frontier, another advantage is that it has a pretty functional design, but of course that can sacrifice refinement, fuel efficiency, and an eye-catching silhouette. Although for me personally, the Frontier out of all these that I mentioned to you, like the Tacoma, the Colorado, and the Ranger, the design of the Frontier, I'm not going to say it's the best of all, but it really looks good. It looks nice. Leave your opinion in the comments if you agree with the design of the Frontier. If your priority is reliability and durability, you're not interested in every extra gadget or all that electronics, this pickup enters strong. To give you a practical idea, if you're going to use it for heavy work or towing, choose well-equipped versions with reinforced suspension. For urban and occasional use, a more basic version can serve you perfectly. Four-wheel drive is a key benefit if you live in tough areas with rough terrain or unpaved roads. This is for you. It's very important to check the maintenance history if you're buying a used truck, a Nissan Frontier, fluid changes, oil changes, chassis inspections, weld joint checks. And I'm going to give you some other really important facts about the Frontier. But before that, if you're enjoying the video, I ask you to give me a like. It doesn't cost you anything. And also subscribe to the channel where I have what? Breaking news, exclusives, accessory reports. Useful things for everyone who's thinking about buying a vehicle, or for those who are enthusiastic auto fans can find all that info on my channel. So I invite you, no, I don't ask, I invite you to subscribe and give the video a like if you're enjoying it. Obviously. Very well. What's my personal conclusion? What would I do if I were in your place? Today, would I choose this pickup as one of the few viable options? Not because I don't like the Colorado, not because I don't like the Ranger, not because I don't like the Tacoma. Yes, they're excellent trucks, but if we're talking about the Nissan Frontier, I mention Nissan because the brand faces several challenges to stay afloat. They're doing great things, and I've liked the brand for years. I'm not denying that, so what's the issue? And I would like it to survive. It would be very sad to see it go. It would be very sad to see it die. Frontier is a great example, and what they should do is follow the example of the Nissan Frontier and adapt it to other vehicles in their lineup, with quality, durability, and reliability, key factors for consumers. Are they going to pull through? Are they going to get ahead? This difficult moment the brand is going through right now, it's not perfect? No, the Frontier isn't perfect. But because the balance between simplicity, capability, and reliability seems hard to beat in this segment. In practical terms, I'm less concerned about what might partially fail. Let's discuss those isolated complaints I mentioned and what always works. If you do the basics well, like I was telling you, doing the maintenance and, well, everything that's needed to keep that vehicle in good shape. That's why, even though many people criticize it, I give my vote of confidence to the Nissan Frontier. Now, the uncomfortable truth few dare to say. The Frontier isn't going to offer you the luxury of a premium truck, nor will it have all the latest advanced safety features that its rivals offer. Its fuel consumption may not be the most efficient compared to modern turbo engines. That's also true. But what it can do is survive your needs day after day, year after year. And that, in this market full of empty promises, is already worth a lot. One I know is the MAN, the Toyota Tacoma. Toyota, as a brand in terms of reliability and long-term dependability, is facing big challenges nowadays. In that, the Nissan Frontier could seize the opportunity. They say that in troubled waters, fishermen can profit from that small moment or that moment of crisis that the Toyota brand is experiencing. Why? Because the Frontier, in the long run, in terms of reliability and long-term dependability, is truly a model to keep in mind. Now tell me, do you think, does a simple and reliable truck have more value than one loaded with technology but with risk? Well, do you think the Nissan Frontier is an underrated injustice or a model with many merits? I'd like to know your opinion. Leave it for me there in the comments section. Although I already know that some people are going to start a fire in the comments section because maybe they don't agree. Maybe they're loyal fans of Toyota, Ford, or the Chevrolet Colorado. So the invitation is for us to have the discussion with all due respect, and for you to give me your honest opinion and comment. If you liked this honest approach, subscribe to catch my upcoming test drives, rankings, reviews, and analyses. Leave your opinion in the comments. And well, before I forget, if you're going to a dealership, remember to keep your mouth shut so they don't take you for a fool and take advantage of you. The dealership sharks. I've written a book called Keep Your Mouth Shut at the Dealership, with recommendations of things you shouldn't say, and that will strategically help you make a good deal. Next time you go to buy a vehicle, take a look at it. It's in the description where you can find out how to get it. I'll leave another pickup truck here for you to check out. One you like. You're going to like the video, and for now, a big hug to all my friends in the 3D Car Power 360 community, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!